When comparing Dibs with the traditional DNS services of the internet, it's important to understand the shortcomings of the legacy system. There are many ways that current domain naming services fail to be the ideal solution for the upcoming Web3 iteration of the internet. Most of these problems can be grouped into three main categories. The first problem is ownership. Right now, if you were to purchase a domain name from a registrar, you would not actually own the domain name. You are simply paying an annual fee to a centralized for-profit entity to rent a domain for a limited time. This registrar then pays the owner of the TLD and a centralized organization called ICANN. You do not actually have true ownership of the domain name, only the rights to use it. You cannot transfer the domain to another registrar without requesting permission to do so. Transfers also may take up to 60 days and often involve fees for transfers. Dibs differs from traditional domains by allowing complete ownership of your domain. Once a domain has been registered, you own it and it's secured on the blockchain. Domains are stored in your wallet, just like any crypto asset. Domains cannot be transferred without your private key, allowing you to transfer or sell the domain only when you want to. The second issue with DNS is privacy. The way that domain name records currently work is that everything is stored on a centralized and public database. When a name server is queried for a domain, the records for that domain are listed. Any stored info about the owner, such as a name, physical address, email, phone number, and technical contacts, are displayed after just a simple search. This centralized and public database fails to keep your data private. Dibs differs from traditional domains by operating on a privacy blockchain called Secret Network, which allows for complete privacy. The chain works by selecting privacy as the default, meaning you choose which data and info you want to share. No one knows who owns the domain unless you want them to. And the third issue with DNS is security. The current domain system works in a way that queries are not encrypted. Attackers can see the traffic between you and the name server, allowing them to know which websites you are visiting. Attackers also have the option of performing DNS hijacking, DNS cache poisoning, and other methods of DNS attacks. There have been many attempts at making the current system more secure, but even in its best form, the system ultimately relies on trusting centralized entities to not look at and to not store your data. Dibs offers a highly secure method of domain name registry. DNS queries are entirely private and cannot be tracked. The queries also do not need to go to any other server to resolve an answer. Dibs offers a simple way to register your custom domain name, and it does so with complete ownership, privacy, and security, unlike traditional DNS services.